back to my kitchen. It's another day, another recipe, another way to harass my sister. So to be fair, she's already made this recipe with her own toppings, and she has made it more than once without me. Success. But I am going to put the steps on tape. I'm that old. We are going to record it so that she can go back and make sure she didn't miss any steps, or if any of y'all out there want to learn how to make chicken pizza, it's here in the ether for everybody. Now, this pizza is ridiculously easy to make. It actually is harder for me to pick the next book I want to read than it does for me to make this pizza. So it's very easy. There's not a lot of ingredients. There's not a lot of equipment that you need to make it. However, keep in mind, the macros that I give you are going to be based on the toppings that I'm using and the measurements that I'm using today. So I forget what it is. Let me grab my phone real quick. If you were to eat this entire pizza, it is 1,114 calories. Now, remember, I only eat once a day. That is not bad for me as far as calories are concerned. Even better, this recipe has 122 grams of protein in it. So you can easily split this in 2 portions if that's what you want to do. Keep in mind, when you add a 0 to the end of your grams of protein, it needs to be more than your calories. In this instance, we got 122 grams of protein and 1,114 grams of calories, not grams, sorry, calories, 1,114 calories. So add a 0 to the 122, so 1,220 is more than 1,114. So still a very good source of protein in this recipe. I got my braces about 3 months ago, and the first month I was eating nothing but egg salad, like loads of egg salad. And I have an amazing egg salad recipe, by the way. I will show you all about that one as well. But for the last 2 solid months, I have been eating nothing but chicken pizza. So it is nice. It's nice and soft for my braces. It doesn't hurt as long as I get the toppings chopped down enough that they're not super big and bulky. So you can put whatever toppings on here you want to, but again, just remember, if you deviate from what I'm telling you, you are messing up the macros. If you only eat once a day, then you're in business. You still need to eat something else other than this because it's not enough protein and it's probably not enough calories for you either one of those. So just keep that in mind. And with that, let's talk about the utensils that you need to make this meal. Alright, so you're going to need a cookie sheet. This is a pretty small cookie sheet. It's not that big. I can't tell you the dimensions on it because, Lord, I have no idea. Just get yourself a cookie sheet that has some sides to it. The sides on this one's probably, I don't know, like 1/2 inch or so. You need something that's got sides because it's going to have juice, obviously. You're cooking meat. So, good old cookie sheet. And then, of course, because y'all know I am lazy as shit, we use aluminum foil. So we're going to put this foil on our cookie sheet to protect our cookie sheet. After that, you're going to need your good old trusty food processor. It is my favorite, probably one of my most favorite items in this kitchen, and it was like 30 bucks. KitchenAid, Amazon, get yourself one. And no, please, for the love of God, do not use a damn Ninja, like, BB thing where it's got the canister and you gotta shake it. No, use an honest to God food processor like this one. It looks like this. They're not that much. Do yourself a favor, don't hurt your soul, get a food processor. Alright, you're gonna need some measuring spoons, so a tablespoon and a teaspoon. So our trusty measuring spoons, a little silicone spatula or whatever spatula you have handy, and a couple of tablespoons. Now, are we going to need both these? Maybe not, but I find I put shit in the sink way sooner than I should. So just to be on the safe side, grab myself 2. And that's it. No shit, that is it as far as utensils and equipment is concerned. So let's go over and take a look at all of our ingredients. All right, so we need to have ground chicken. This is the one I use every single time. I get it at Kroger. It's $10 for this 3-pound package. Lasts me 3 days. Yes, folks, I use a pound of chicken for this recipe. So get yourself ground chicken. You need a pound today. I usually buy it in 3 pounds, but buy it however you like. Whatever trips your trigger. Okay, so to make the sauce, we're gonna use cottage cheese. Don't roll your eyes, it's not bad, I promise you, it is delicious. Not another cottage cheese recipe. Yes, it is, but you're gonna thank me later. You're gonna love cottage cheese. You're gonna fall in love with it, promise me. I know you will. So, cottage cheese, you need some Parmesan cheese. Now, I know, cheese and cheese, right? But it really doesn't take that much in this recipe. And then we've got mushrooms. So again, I buy a big old package. I eat this every single day. I can't run out of mushrooms. This is an absolute have to have on my pizza. Today I happen to have a beautiful package of sliced baby bellas. And again, because I just went to the dentist, the orthodontist, and she was so sweet and put a new wire in my mouth, and my teeth hurt so bad it feels like I'm chewing rocks. I have to chop these suckers up when I don't normally need to do that. So I got me some baby bellas. I chopped them like I'm a baby and I have to suck them through a straw, but I got some baby bellas. Get whatever you want. If you want to get the button mushrooms, get those too. Again, this recipe is specifically calling out the baby bellas. So I have these. And then judge all you want, but I like good pepperoni on my pizza. So I do 2 kinds. I'll either do Italian sausage or I'll do pepperoni. And I just had Italian sausage pizza last week. It actually adds a few more calories than the pepperoni does, believe it or not. But this week it is all about the pepperoni, and probably, honest to God, next week too, because there's a lot in here. So again, I go to Kroger, and Kroger has these $5 bags that you can just go pick up in the deli section. If you don't have a Kroger near you, Andrea, go to ShopRite. Doesn't matter where you go, just go someplace and get yourself some pepperoni. So this one is 140 calories for 4 slices. So just, again, just be sure you're not getting anything that's got a crap ton of calories or whatever in it. I'd say get one that doesn't have a lot of shit in it, but this is prepackaged processed meat. It is my guilty pleasure. But 4 slices it's the serving size, and that's what I do. So judge away if you want to. For our sauce, I also use Italian seasoning. Tablespoon of this, very, very good stuff. A little bit of sea salt. Again, if you are sensitive to sodium, don't worry about it. Don't add the salt. The pepperoni probably has enough salt in it for you anyway. And then garlic. And again, I'm lazy as shit, so I'm getting it out of a bottle. Now, this bottle just says garlic, water, citric acid. That's literally all that's in it. It doesn't have a lot of shit in it. So that's why I keep buying this, because it is so much easier to just dip a tablespoon in here than it is to constantly be cutting up garlic. And I eat a lot of garlic, so I use this. You can use whatever you want, but again, keep in mind, if you're buying packaged, to make sure that it doesn't have a bunch of shit in it. And that's it. That is all the ingredients. That is all the equipment. And so now we just need to put it all together. Okay, so let's start with the sauce, as that's the most difficult part of this entire process. So let's go to our our cottage cheese. So we've got 1 cup of small curd cottage cheese. So I'm just going to put that right in here into my food processor. Get off there. All right, so into there, we want to add a tablespoon of our garlic. Now, you can make this as garlicky as you want to make it. The recipe that I'm giving you today is only 1 tablespoon of garlic. I'll be honest with you and tell you that I have been known to put in 2 tablespoons of garlic. Joe has steered clear of me the rest of that day, and I have not been afraid of vampires since I started making this. So I would say add however much garlic you want. It adds about 15 calories to your recipe for every tablespoon that you do add, so just keep that in mind. And then let's add 1 teaspoon of Parmesan. All right, so there's that. And then, oh, I almost forgot, we need 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I love that I have double-sided measuring spoons. Otherwise, I would have done that first. So 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And we're going to, I'm just going to put that on the edge there. We're going to put the lid on our food processor and just pulse away until it's nice and smooth. So I got a little bit of naughty Italian seasoning at the top that does not want to go down, so I'm just going to scrape the sides a teeny tiny bit. And let's do this again. That is it. So if you were to look at this sauce, you'd see it's very, very creamy. There's no chunks in it. There's no nothing. It is just super creamy, very delicious sauce. I mean, feel free to taste test it, because God knows I would. All right, so we're going to set this aside for a second, and we're going to grab our cookie sheet. Now, because I am just not super great with putting foil on a pan while people are watching me, I have already put it on here for us. So we are going to add our chicken and spread it out. Okay, so I have my pound of ground chicken. Now, remember, I buy this in 3-pound packages, so this is the last pound. We're gonna call it a pound because Kroger lies. It's not 3 full pounds. This is probably about 15 ounces, 14.5 ounces, but we're gonna plop the rest of this onto our cookie sheet. Now, you do not need to grease a cookie sheet. Just get your cluck down there on your cookie sheet. Now, looks kind of gross. Don't be afraid. It's gonna turn into magic, I promise you it is. All right, so all we're gonna do is we're just gonna spread this chicken out. This ground chicken just needs to be spread out into a rectangle. You don't want it to get too thin, but you need it to be somewhat big so you can put all your toppings on it. Don't be shy. I know you're freaking out and you're like, Cheryl, you eat a pound of chicken? Yeah, y'all, I eat a pound of chicken every single solitary day. I mean, before I was doing this, I was eating a pound of eggs. Because, you know, remember, I've got braces, so I can't eat. Like, I love steak, and I was eating the crap out of steak before my braces, but I can't really chew that super great, even when it's cooked to perfection, because I don't like the way it feels on my braces, and my teeth are, you know, sore most of the time, because every time it's not sore, then I go to the orthodontist, and they're like, oh, you need a new wire, and then they're sore again, so I stick to what I know. Alright, so this is probably pretty good. Notice that it's pretty thin. You can see, I think you can see it's pretty thin, but I mean, if you were to poke it, you can tell like there's some thickness to it. That's what she said. And so it'll hold up pretty good when it cooks. Now, I did forget to mention to y'all that you need to preheat your oven. And duh, I forgot to mention that to you, and forgive me. So I encourage you to watch this video first and then make the chicken pizza. Don't do it off the seat of your pants or you'll be like me. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Just at the very beginning, just preheat it. Okay, so again, preheat, don't be a dumbass like me. Alright, so now that we have our chicken spread out on our cookie sheet that we did not grease, because you do not need it to be greased unless you have some wonky kitchenware, you don't need to grease it. You spread it out little thin, make sure there's no holes or anything in it. Just spread it out evenly as much as you can. It's not a piece of art, just you'll get the hang of it. Crystal did it the first time. I have faith in everybody else. If Crystal can do it, a girl that microwaves tuna salad, then you can do it too. So have faith. All right, so let's go start putting our toppings on. So toppings it is. So now you know that we did our sauce, right? Our beautiful, wonderful sauce. Now, I don't always do a cup of cottage cheese when I make this. I frequently only use half a cup of cottage cheese, but for this recipe, I really wanted it to be extra flavorful. So that's the reason why I did the 1 cup of cottage cheese. If you don't want all this sauce on yours, then feel free to reduce it. Again, if you change the ingredients or measurements of the ingredients, you are changing the macros of the recipe. So all we gotta do is just pour our dressing onto our chicken pizza. Our chicken, rather. It's not a pizza yet, but it'll get there. So pour that on. It's where a lot of the flavor comes from this recipe, is here. So if there are other spices that you want to add here, then feel free. But sometimes I overdo it. Like, see, this is a lot of sauce for this little chicken pizza, but again, you can do a half cup if you want to, but you are gonna just be like, holy crap, Cheryl, this is so good I peed my pants while I ate it. It was just delicious. So just spread that out, get to the edges, don't be shy with your sauce. It's gonna cook out a little bit, but it is like super good. Okay, so that's the base of our pizza. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding our toppings. And again, you can add whatever toppings you want, but remember, when you start changing what I'm doing, then you are changing your macros. So first and foremost, I measure out 4 ounces of mushrooms. This is actually 4.2 ounces of mushrooms, baby bellas, as I showed you earlier. I chop them up because, again, with these braces, it's like chewing gravel if something's too big of a chunk. So I have these nice and chopped up. You don't have to if you want to put yours on whole, whatever makes you happy. Whatever floats your boat, go ahead and do it. So just spread it however you want. This is your pizza, so this is your world. So you put this on however it makes you happy. I just happen to love mushrooms. I get very upset when I run out of mushrooms and I can't put it on my pizza, because then I'm throwing a tantrum like a 5-year-old and I want to run to Kroger and get me some freaking mushrooms to put on it. I've done a bunch of toppings for this, and I've never been disappointed, except when I run out of mushrooms, because I love them so much. Alright, so now I've got all my mushrooms on here, and I'm going to add my peppers. So this is yellow and red pepper. I just bought a bag of multicolored peppers from, you guessed it, Kroger, and I chopped them up nice and tiny so that I didn't have a problem eating this. Now I'm going to eat this anyway, and it's going to feel like crazy on my braces. It's going to be so painful, but it's going to be worth it. Now, you're probably saying, Cheryl, holy shit, like that is a lot of toppings on that pizza. It is, because I love all the toppings. You don't have to add a whole cup if you don't want to. Just adjust your recipe to only do half a cup or a quarter of a cup or whatever it is. And I actually am putting peppers on first, which I never do. I just did it because they were probably the closest ones to my hand. But that's all my peppers. The onions is where I shine. Like seriously, y'all, like Joe avoids me, I'm telling you. Like all this garlic, all these onions. He's lucky he married me. I walk around stinking of garlic and onions. Alright, I'm just piling this on. I don't think I've ever had a chicken pizza with this much on it. So, there we go. Don't be shy. Alright, so then that's all my onions, peppers, mushrooms, my sauce. So now I'm just going to put on my pepperoni. And I'm just as generous with the pepperoni as I am with everything else. So that is going to just be thrown on here. Again, I use my FitnessPal when I put these together, like when I'm doing my macros for the day. So I encourage y'all to use my FitnessPal as well, so that you can come in, you can create recipes, it'll tell you what the macros are for that particular food item that you ate or that meal that you ate. If you have the premium version like I do, then it gives you the ability to scan barcodes, so you don't have to sit there and search for all the ingredients. And let me tell you, after years of you know, exercising and losing weight and all that, I have lost 50 pounds I think so far, and it stayed off for the last couple of years. It's much harder when you're older. I'm almost 50, so my birthday's actually next week, and I can tell you, when you're in your late 40s, weight, you can get it off sometimes, but then it wants to come back. So the fact that I've been able to keep it off for the last couple of years has been amazing. It comes off real slow, and I'm okay with that, but I've been using my FitnessPal to do that, and it has been absolutely wonderful. I had a trainer, had a couple of them, Hannah and Leslie, who were amazing, that, you know, they encouraged me to use it as well, and I still do every day. And you will not be disappointed if you decide to use it either. So I encourage you to try it. Again, if y'all want me to do some kind of walkthrough of my FitnessPal, just put it in the comments below. There we go. There's our chicken pizza. Like, that is the pizza, all nice and put together, all nice and covered in toppings. Now it goes in the oven. Okay, so we're taking our chicken pizza and we're putting it in our 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. So let's go. Let's set a timer for 30 minutes. Now, while you're doing this and you're waiting for your chicken pizza to cook, you can make that lemon roll that we made in the other video. It takes about 10 minutes, and then you'll have dessert along with your chicken pizza. That's usually what I do, or I'll make the brownie, which y'all see the video for that next week. So let's give it a half an hour. I'll be back. Okie dokes. So we did this once already. You might notice that I'm wearing different clothes and my hair's a little different today. Well, unfortunately, the footage that we got of taking it out of the oven the other day when we made it was a little too blurry. And although that works well, so you don't see me that great, we really wanted you to see the pizza. So we're gonna try this again. So walk with me to the oven and we're gonna take it out. We're gonna turn the oven off. Pull this bad boy out of the oven. Now, it's got a lot of juice it would not normally have in this pan, just simply because I used pretty much like twice the toppings that I normally would. So I did remake this in, I made this exactly like how I showed you I made it. I almost didn't, because it is a lot of toppings, but it was really good, like really good when I ate it the first time. So although I should have cut the vegetables down a little bit to about a half a cup and the sauce to about a half a cup, I didn't. So it's super good, super delicious. Take a look at what it looks like coming out of the oven. It looks a little bit like a mess, and that's okay. It is 1000% delicious. So you can leave this in the pan like this if you so choose. I'm fixing to make a mess. Or you can get it out and put it on a plate, which is what I normally do. I usually get it out and put it on a plate so that it can kind of rest a little bit before I eat it. So I'm actually just going to move this around a little bit because let me just say, if you don't want to do anything else, or you don't want to do anything else, or you don't want to watch any more of this video, that's perfectly fine. This is what it looks like coming out of the oven. Take it out of the pan in whatever way you want, but it's not going to disappoint you at all. It's, like I said, it's super good. Alright, so I got myself a cock plate. You'll see it here in a second. And I need a couple of big spatulas. So these are Amazon finds. You just need something that's got a little surface area. These are what I use. It would be preferable if they were the same size, like this big one here, but they're not. So again, however you want to do this, if you want to cut it in half and then scoop it out of the pan, you can, but I eat the whole entire thing when I eat. So we're going to attempt to do this on camera, and hopefully I don't fuck it up because people are watching. So let's get to it. So when I do this, I will just put one side of one of the spatulas under one side and then go the opposite way on the other side. It's kind of twisting on me a little bit, but I scooch those in as far as I can, and then I just pick it all up and then onto the plate it goes. You can see I've done this like a jillion times. So hold on one second, I'm stuck. There we go. So that is what our finished chicken pizza looks like. Now, I am not above scraping this pan to get all the rest of this toppings out, and I'm just gonna stick it on top. But as it stands, this is what our chicken pizza looks like. So enjoy. I told you so when you take a bite, just saying. And I spoke to Crystal earlier today, and Bill asked for chicken pizza yesterday, I think it was. So she is still eating the chicken pizza. Next time we're going to be making a brownie. This recipe I just kind of figured out on my own, just based on some of the other recipes I saw online. So there's really no credit to give to anybody, but if anybody is out on the internet and they're already doing it, great minds think alike. Again, you can do whatever toppings you want. I would recommend next time maybe just halving it. So do a half a cup of cottage cheese when you do your sauce, or just do the whole cup and then just split the results in half. And then half a cup of your toppings. So half a cup of onions, half a cup of peppers. I still stick to the 4.2 ounces of mushrooms because I am not going to reduce that. So the only thing I did different between this one and the one I originally made was I put the onions on top of the mushrooms, and then I put the peppers on top. But outside of that, it looks it's put together exactly the same way that I did it before. So enjoy. Thanks for watching. Crystal, call me with any questions. You've been making this one for a hot minute, but don't forget to like, subscribe, put a comment in if there's anything else you want me to see if I can make for you. But thanks for watching. Have a good one, y'all.